Whether on the playing field or the trading floor, we are a culture obsessed with performance and winning. This is especially true in the corporate world, where staying abreast of cutting-edge strategies and technologies keeps us competitive, profitable, and in peak performance. Much of this competitive edge comes from developing human capital. Market leaders and their companies are starting to realize that their biggest asset is not the product they make or the service they provide. It is their people, whose potential and performance can be developed through executive coaching.
When I walk into a company, I often start with the premise that there's no company, there's only people. And my job is to get under the hood of the company culture and figure out what's really going on. And repeatedly, what I'm able to deliver to CEOs is very valuable. And it's often very shocking. I think that what separates me from most consultants is that most consultants come into a company, they do an analysis, write a recommendation, and then they leave. I do all that, and I stay. Essentially, I'm wearing 3 hats. I'm a consultant, I'm an executive coach, and I'm a diagnostician. And that combination is very powerful in helping companies take it to the next level. Every company that I have ever worked for will tell you 3 things. 1, that I'm passionate about what I do. 2, that I'm driven to get results, and I get them. And 3, that I become an integral part of their team. The truth is, when you improve a company's culture, it translates to the bottom line. Always. Companies like that.
It's not only corporations that employ executive coaches. Growth-oriented executives who are constantly seeking to improve their skill set and strengthen their corporate performance employ executive coaches to help them get to the next level.
Well, I'm a management consultant. I have my own business, and I do a lot of work with clients where I'm very involved in their business solutions. But one of the things that I've found over time that I've consistently had a problem with is marketing and developing new client business. To me, marketing was always something onerous. It wasn't me. I wasn't very good at it. And I always kind of put it up as a barrier between me and my clients. Jody basically helped me to think about it in a totally different way, how I could use my assets and people skills to create a dialogue with my clients that was more natural, more comfortable than anything I might have thought of as a sales technique with them. And this was incredibly useful. It was a great revelation to me to see that I could work that way with my clients.
Effective leaders are alike in one critical way. They all have a high degree of emotional intelligence. Research by Daniel Goleman has shown that emotional intelligence is twice as important as technical skills, IQ, or problem solving. You can be trained at one of the most prestigious schools, have an exceptionally high IQ and an endless supply of good ideas, but unless you have a high degree of emotional intelligence, you won't make a great leader. Fortunately, the components of emotional intelligence can be learned. The results benefit both the individual and the organization. In fact, research shows that emotionally intelligent leaders directly impact the bottom line by 20%.
I'm a huge believer in executive coaching, really coaching at any level. And in fact, we have that at YJT for every single employee. And we have seen such great results from this work because employees are able to really hone in on specific things that they want to work on and do so in a structured and safe environment. And it just translates into happier employees and then happier clients.
When I came to Jody, I felt a little bit lost in terms of working in a demanding environment, especially in a smaller company, considering that I'd come from a large one before where I had done very well. She'd helped me find some perspective in terms of my core values and some of the components of my professional and personal relations. And in turn, that helped me to become a better leader, a better employee, and an all-around a better person. And it's really shown in my work performance, my interactions with my colleagues, and other areas of my life, and I really appreciate that.
We measure our client satisfaction and we measure employee satisfaction. And as a result of working with Jody, both of those numbers have been steadily climbing over the past several years. It's not anything that changes overnight, but certainly step by step by step, we're finding that our employees are enjoying their work here more, and it's translating into happier and happier clients.
Jody's a person who has enormous integrity. She brings, I think, 3 great assets to her work that make her an outstanding coach. She's very compassionate. She creates this environment of trust and reassurance. And she also has very high expectations, so she really expects people to work very hard. That, for me, was a tremendous incentive to do well, because I wanted to show her that I could come through with the work that we were doing, and also to be very accountable. The result of our work is that now I take great enjoyment in talking to my clients. I understand their needs, and they call me because they know that I can deliver a greater value to them than other people. And that's something that simply would not have been possible without my work with Jody.
Jody Michael and Associates can help you and your company reach your full potential as a top performer in your industry. Contact Jody Michael to arrange for a personal appointment.